I got into drugs when I met my ex-husband. Apparently he was on it the whole time. I didn't know really the signs of methamphetamines. One day he brought it out and he said, there's enough for you there if you want to try it. If not, this is what I'm going to do. Back then it was, can't beat them, join them. And much like having a baby, all it takes is one time. All it takes is one time for the dope to consume you, and you can't live without it.
I got curious with my mom when I was 6, 7 years old. I kept stealing her pot, and she decided that she'd show me what it was for. So she took me out on the back porch when I was 7 years old, and we smoked a joint together. And that was, needless to say, the start of my drug use.
You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song.
My childhood, I was raised in church, Independent Fundamental Baptist Church in Henderson, Texas, where I was born and raised. Mostly all my dad's side of the family went to church there, and some of my mom's side. We were at church every time the doors were open, whether it was Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, or second Saturday night services, fifth Sunday singings. We were always at church.
My childhood was probably a little different than most. It was a normal everyday thing for me being 6, 7 years old, sitting in the living room and watching people cook stuff like methamphetamines and make drug deals and stuff in our kitchen. My mom was a stripper, so most of the growing up that we did together, because she was 15, 16 years old when she had me. Even though my childhood sounds like it was a little bit rough, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because it brought me to where I am now. Some of the stories that I reminisce about a lot would be, one of my favorite stories, as a matter of fact, was me and my mom and my Aunt Shauna. And I can remember one time us going to the lake together. And my mom and my aunt's drunk. I remember being out there 13 years old, and people asked me what I was doing, and I said, looking after these two like I was some big bodyguard for them, you know, and here I am 13 years old, maybe knee-high to a grasshopper, and I just remember it made me feel special, made me feel, you know, part of something, because I really did have to look after them.
I have 3 kids. The first time I lost them, I only had the 2. They were, I couldn't live without, I thought I had to have the drugs, so I was doing the drugs. Someone called in on me. I lost my oldest 2 for 30 days. Then I lost them again after I had my 3rd child. I lost them for a long time, for a little over a year. I just couldn't break it. I don't think it even if you want to, sometimes it takes more than that. I always said, oh, I have the willpower to quit. I can quit anytime. That's really not true. I got my kids back on a monitored return, and then it didn't take but maybe a week for me to use again. Granted, again, someone called in on me. I failed the drug test, and then CPS decided that we weren't allowed to have any contact whatsoever with the kids.
When I came to Highway 80, I didn't really know about the program. I was coming there to try to get something to eat and get cleaned up because it had been a while. And we came in on a Friday, and I didn't plan on staying there. I planned on, like I said, eating, getting cleaned up, and then I don't know what we were gonna do, but I couldn't stay there like most people. It was funny because it was finally coming around to Monday, and I went and met Ashley, and we're sitting over there by the bank or whatever, and I told her, look, I'm gonna go talk to this CC guy, and then we're gonna get out of here. So I'll go back there and meet with CC, and CC will be the first one to tell you that the only reason I told him, yeah, I'd join the program that day was to get him to shut up. And he'll tell you that out of his own mouth.
Hiway 80 has helped me know that it's okay to forgive myself, because for the longest time I wouldn't. The longest time I didn't think Dustin would forgive me for losing the kids while he was in prison. I didn't think the kids would forgive me. I know the kids say they're proud of me. I know I have a long road before they fully trust me again, and they're not worried about us relapsing. But Dustin has forgiven me, and I've forgiven myself.
I remember sitting back in the back dorm room in downstairs 12 at Highway 80, and I was sitting there with my friend Robert Hall. And I mentioned to him, like, well, this Jesus thing might be something to it. I don't know yet, so maybe one day I can get you to help me say the prayer to ask him into my life or whatever. Well, of course, you know, I stuck my foot in my mouth with that one, because he jumps up and comes down to my bed, and he's like, well, why don't we do it now? And I was like, Okay, I guess.
To see how Dustin and Ashley have taken on new responsibility, there is an eagerness to learn, there's an eagerness to grow, and there really is a joy in their life. For the first time in their life, it seems like both of them realize, I get to do things the right way. I get to do things the way God wants us to do them. And there's just a real excitement in their lives about being godly, responsible, a couple that are just taking those steps together in Christ.
My goal is to be able to help people like me. Ultimately, my goal is to work for Hiway 80 or a shelter like it, because I want to give back to what's important to us. We want to let our light shine and help others.
My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I will stand and say, I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and say, I am a child.
Basically, Jesus just gave me a purpose to live that I've never really had before, other than living for the world. And I got tired of that.
Oh, I am a child of God.